Hey, what's up guys? I'm Steve Wells, and today I had a really cool video planned for you guys, but I didn't finish editing it. So you're gonna have to wait until next week, and this is the video you're getting today. Today we're gonna be talking about the Hoka Arahi 3. This shoe is a little bit outdated because they have come out with the 4 now, but the 4 is essentially the same shoe. Midsole, outsole are very similar. Upper is a little bit different, but they really didn't change too much between the 3 and the 4. So a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about that apply to the 3, you can expect to see in the 4 as well. So I wanted to talk about this shoe today because I just hit 200 miles in it. I'm at 234 miles. Check my Strava if you don't believe me. So let's get right into talking about some pros that I found in my time in this shoe. So the first thing I love about this shoe is that it's responsive enough that you can go fast in it if you need to, but it's also cushioned enough that you can definitely use it for your longer run days. So I've done marathon in this shoe, a couple 20-mile long runs, and I haven't had any problems, but I also will take it out on some shorter, faster runs and have really enjoyed it there as well. Something else I've enjoyed about this shoe is actually something it doesn't have, and that is too much of a meta rocker. I'm not super crazy about meta rocker shoes. I know a lot of people are, but I just cannot get used to it. Maybe if I had one that I could try out for a longer period of time and force myself to do it, I'd get used to it, but I'm just not too crazy about it. So this one it does feel like it has a little bit of a rocker, but not nearly as much as a lot of Hoka's other shoes. Another thing about this shoe that I like more than a lot of Hoka's other shoes is that it's wide enough through the midfoot for me here, because a lot of Hoka's on the lateral side through the midfoot just feel really tight on my foot there, as well as where the shoe kind of comes up around a little bit on the side. With my pronation, I'll a lot of times go out over the edge of the shoe, and that will really dig into my arch and get uncomfortable after a while, which is not a problem that I had in this shoe like I did in like the Clifton, for example. Another pro about this shoe is it is a stability shoe, which I'm not typically a huge fan of, but it is a little bit different. So it has this J-frame, they call it, which is this gray denser material that runs in a J shape around your heel. And the reason I dusted these off and pulled them back out of my closet after not wearing them for a long time was because I was getting a lot of knee pain and calf tightness, and I thought maybe if I went to something with a little bit of stability for a little while, it might help, and it actually did end up helping. This worked really well as I was kind of recovering from that, and then during that time I liked it enough that I've been running in it and for most of my runs since then. But while I like this shoe, let's talk about a couple cons. So whenever I first got this shoe, I put it on, I took it out for a run, and I hated it. And I put it on again, and I took it out for another run, and I still didn't like it. So I put it in my closet for probably 5 or 6 months, and then got this shoe back out a few months ago, like I said, because my knee was hurting, and found that now I liked it for some reason. I think that it just took a little bit more getting used to because of the stack height, because of that slight rocker, and also just fit wise, I think it took a little bit of time to get the upper kind of broken in to where it was comfortable for my foot. Another con with this shoe is the outsole of it for me. So where I strike is right here in this shoe where there's no rubber. If you're more forefoot, you hardcore heel striker, you will have plenty of protective rubber on this shoe to reduce the wear on the outsole. But it just so happens that exactly where I strike is the main place that there is no rubber, and that has caused this shoe to wear really weird. If you look at this kind of from the side, maybe I don't know if you can see that or not, but if you look at this section here, it wore it like an angle. And so now that I've been wearing them for a while, whenever I'm standing in it, I kind of go out to the side just because there's that entire chunk is shaved off. And I would obviously expect to see wear 200 miles into a shoe, but that seems a little excessive for the number of miles that I've put on it. My next con is not something that I've personally run into, but it is something that I've seen in the store, customers bringing back some of these Arahis because the rubber in the outsole here starts to peel out and chunks of it can come out. Now that's not something I have seen at all with the 4, I don't think, and it was not super common with this one even. But a lot of their other shoes do have that problem, and that's kind of just something to be aware of. So along with that lack of rubber right where I need it, this shoe I feel like is feeling more worn than most other shoes do at 200 miles. So it's definitely still wearable, and I'll probably get 400, I would guess 300-400 miles out of this shoe once it's completely dead, but it does feel like it's wearing a little bit faster than a lot of other shoes. Now it probably does have to do with how I strike in this shoe, but it feels like the denser material here is pretty much fine. What that's caused is my foot to start to angle towards the outside, which is not causing problems yet, but probably will in the future. Something else to keep in mind if you're getting this shoe is it does run a little bit big. I went with my actual size 11.5 in this, but it does run a little bit bigger than some of my other 11.5, so if you're on the border of sizes, you might want to go with the size smaller. So if you look through my notebook and you watch this video, you might think because I have so many cons and so few pros that I didn't like this shoe, but trust me, I do really like it. I've been wearing it on almost every single one of my runs lately. I've been trying to wear other shoes so that I can test them out, get enough miles on them so that I can review them here, but I'm having a hard time wearing other shoes just because I've been liking this one so much. And even though there are plenty of things that Hoka can still work on this shoe, I will definitely be getting another pair whenever these are gone. So I hope this video was helpful. Go ahead and like and subscribe down below. Be sure to hit the bell icon so you can see the video next week that was supposed to be this week. I'm sorry about that. But for now, here's a couple other of my videos that you can go check out, and I will talk to you guys next week.